Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It really helps. So, as you can see, today we're going to talk about an age-old discussion, Android versus iPhone. So just to give you a bit of background, I have been using smartphones for quite a long time, but I have been using Android phones the longest. So for approximately the last 11 years, continuously I've been using an Android phone. I started in 2014 with Xperia Z1 Compact. Believe it or not, I still have it. It doesn't turn on anymore due to the battery gone bad, but I still own that phone. So that phone I used from 2014 to 2016. At what time I bought the OnePlus 3T. After that, I bought the Galaxy Note 9 in 2009. And in 2020, I moved to a Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. I used that phone for about 3 years and I changed to this phone, the S23 Ultra, in 2023. What about the iPhones? So this iPhone is a work iPhone and I have been using iPhones since 2016. So that's coming up on 8 years. I started with an iPhone 6s in 2016. Then I moved to iPhone XR in 2019. And then I moved to an iPhone SE3 in 2022, and this one is an iPhone 13 2023. As the title of the video says, I ended up choosing this Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra over the iPhone 14 Pro Max. At that time, that was the latest one. So that's what I had compared when I was buying this one. So let me give you my reasons for sticking with Android. Even having used iOS device for the last 8 years alongside the Android phone. So I'm in a very good position to judge both of them because I use them both on a daily basis. This has always been my work phone. The company that I work for gives me iPhones. This one is an iPhone 13. It's not a Pro, as you can see. But yeah, it does give me a good idea of what I like and don't like in iOS and Android. So let me start with iPhones, what I like. So I like the fact that they have consistent performance. Even though this doesn't have a lot of RAM compared to this one, but it still feels smooth and consistent regardless of how old it gets. Next thing, I have had great experience from battery life perspective for the iPhones. That is with the exception of the iPhone 6s. The battery life sucked big time on that one, but after that, every single iPhone I've had since, the XR, the SE3, now this one, 13, I don't have any complaints with regard to the battery life. So yeah, battery life has been great for me. Next thing, the cameras, they take consistently, sorry about that, it's switched to the back camera. Let me show you the camera that's recording this. So yeah, I've had very consistently good experience and good results coming out of the iPhone cameras over the years. That is not to say that they're better than Android. They have their own strengths, especially the flagships when you compare them both together. Before buying this, I did buy the iPhone 14 Pro Max I kept it for 10 days and then I ended up returning it because I didn't like it, but I ended up keeping this one. I bought them both at the same time. So yeah, iPhones, I can count on them to always take consistently nice pictures, but that isn't always the case here. It does take nice pictures most of the time, but not all the time. Videos, as you guys know, Apple is the king of videos. So yeah, Apple does videos really well. So yeah, that's something else that it does consistently well. Here, it's like a gamble. It might give you a nice video sometimes in some lighting conditions, but not every single time. The next thing, even though this iPhone doesn't have it, but iPhones in general, since the 14th generation, do have the emergency SOS satellite texting. That's a very nice feature. It could come in very handy, especially when you absolutely need it. But on the Android side, I don't think any phone has that. In the US at least, I think Huawei does it, maybe Xiaomi phones, but not any of the major players on the Android side. And nothing from Google yet, nothing from Samsung. And the last thing, iPhones, they hold their value really well over time. If you compare something that has comparable starting price, so Pro Max versus this in 3 years, that one will have a lot better resale value compared to the comparable price that you will get for your Android phone. Now, let's talk about what I like on the Android side and why I ultimately ended up deciding to keep my Android phone. I'm just going to scroll down on my computer. All right, first and foremost, the absolute sheer customizability that the Android offers me, it's head and shoulders above what iPhone can even possibly imagine to do for me. So in that regard, there's an app on Android, you might be already aware of it. It's called the Good Lock. It's released by Samsung themselves, and it allows you to customize one UI in a lot of different ways. I might not even be aware of some things that you guys might already know, even though I've been using it for years. But let me tell you what I use it for the majority cases. I don't use this app every single day. It's a set it and forget it kind of thing. Once I find it something that I like, I just leave it like that. But yeah, you can customize your phone, especially One UI, in very, very nice ways. First thing, I can choose exactly which icons appear here in the notification bar or the status bar. Isn't that great? If I know I don't want NFC icon, I can choose not to show it there. How about that? Next thing, I can choose how many icons I see in my folders. Exactly. On the iOS side, you will see the same icon grid even on the iPad, which is like this big. So here I can choose exactly how many icons I want to see in a folder. Amazing. I know, right? Next thing, ability to set which smart platform appears in the device control. So here you can see I have set Home Assistant, but I can pick Google Home or SmartThings. It's just about giving me the choice, right? Apple, you can choose anything as long as it's their own platform. So yeah, that's all the choice they give you. Next thing, I get to choose how many steps of volume I have when I press volume up or down. For now, I have it for 5 steps, and the total number of volume, the total volume is divided in 150 steps. So yeah, you can choose, of course within limits, how many steps you would like when you change the volume setting. Next thing, I get to choose per app volume. If I have an app open, it will have its own volume slider right here, so I can choose volume just for that app. Amazing, right? I know the guys from iOS, they might be thinking, wow, we've been missing on stuff. Just kidding, guys. All right, next thing, it gives me the option to have an equalizer. Yes, an actual equalizer. See how many settings there are, and this by the way is a module of the Good Lock app. So this is called the Sound Assistant. See, individual app volumes, that's what I was talking about. And this is the change step volume whenever you press on the volume up or down key. So you can be as granular as you like. Amazing, right? So yeah, that was just me scraping the surface of Good Lock. Then custom gestures. So let me show you what I'm talking about. You see, I can set, if I slide from this side, show me the notifications. But if I pull down from this side, open the quick settings. I'm not sure if iOS does this. So quick settings, notifications. Okay, that one's a try. But yeah, I can choose exactly how far each of these gestures would go basically. So I can tell it in this portion, open this, and in this small portion, open this. And this area or the coverage is customizable. Then the next gesture that I really like, double tap anywhere on the screen and screen turns off. As simple as that. So I can wake up the device, I can log in and lock it back up after checking whatever I needed to without pressing any button on the side. Amazing, right? Nope, nothing. After that, support for custom widgets. So this one right now is a widget from Home Assistant displaying a local temperature sensor that I have installed in my home. I haven't been able to find a way to do this on iOS. This is just one small example. There's a ton of other widgets that let you customize exactly what you want to do, but I don't think iPhone Home Assistant or other such platforms have that kind of support on iOS. All right. This one hits very, very close to heart. So I know iOS has support for the ability to stream the same audio to multiple devices, but One UI especially makes it so much easier. Let's say I had 2 Bluetooth devices connected. I would see check marks here on both sides, and I can just check it here, send audio to this one and this one at the same time. iPhone allows it, but you have to jump through so many hoops. They have to be a particular kind of device and they have to be from Apple. And I tried it once on a flight to share a movie that I was watching on my iPad with my wife, and I couldn't figure it out for the life of me, having used iOS for at least 8 years. So yeah, it is what it is. This allows me to sideload apps. Now, you might choose not to do that, but I love to have the ability to do so. I know that they're trying to open it up, their ecosystem in Europe for now, but this has had that ability for ages. Next thing, I know this is not a Samsung thing, or it's not even a One UI thing, but this app, I haven't been able to find its replacement on the iOS side. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. It's called, by the way, the name of the app is called Calc Smart Calculator. You can find it on the Google Play Store. So before I show you what it can do, let me just show you what it looks in the Play Store if you'd like to try it for yourself. That's the one. Alright, let me show you why I love this so much. Let's say I'm doing a bunch of calculations in series. We all have done calculations like this, right? Let's say I made a mistake here. I don't have to do all of this again. It's magical, right? It updates in real time. So these are called tape calculators, by the way. I haven't been able to find an app with this exact functionality on the iOS side. So I think just not having an app like this is a deal breaker. I know I could make one myself, but who's got the time for that? So yeah, this is one of my reasons for staying on the Android side. Let me do the face unlock dance. All right. Okay, so that was another one of my reasons behind sticking with the One UI. So next thing, the S Pen. Of course, the infamous S Pen. You can use it to take notes, you can use it to do gestures, but one of my very favorite things that S Pen lets you do, you might or might not be aware that it lets you do this. Let me take the S Pen out. Alright, so let's open the camera and let's ask it to take a selfie. Now you can see right here, I can press the button on the S Pen to take a picture. You see, the picture came here. I can do a gesture while holding the key, and that would flip the camera from back to front. Nice, right? So S Pen can act as a remote for your phone, and you can do these gestures in gallery and a lot of other places, even used for scrolling or whatnot. So if I go from side to side, I can change modes. So yeah, S Pen is kind of important for me. So there we go. So yeah, that was the S Pen. Next thing, a great camera app with a true manual mode. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. I know Apple has something similar to this on their side as well, but this one just offers me more control. So this is called the Expert Raw. See how many settings you've got. Individual control on ISO, white balance, shutter speed, exposure compensation, focus, and white balance. So yeah, this I really love the fact that they let me choose my video settings whenever I'm in the mood to do so, or I have the need to do so. Let's unlock this again. And so yeah, that was me just scratching the surface of why I think Android is better for me. I know you guys might have a lot more things that you can add to the equation that I'm not even thinking of right now. But yeah, the overall sheer customizability that Android affords me, and I'm a person who has been using both of these at the same time, carrying them every single moment for the last 8 years. So there are just some things that this phone let me do, and this can, and there are things that this cannot do that this can. But the list that this one can do is a lot bigger than this one. So I did not want to spend my hard-earned money to buy an iPhone when I could buy an Android phone. So yeah, that was just me not being a fanboy, sorry, my bad, not being a fanboy of either side, just stating facts that this is simply better for my use case. So yeah, see you in my next video and have a great day. Bye.